Hey everybody, Ash here for the Triple S League, and following up on my previous video, I wanted to take a look at patch 4 for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, see if it helps even more as far as improving the performance of the game, and maybe it'll help even more for people who are still struggling with performance on this game after patch 3.5. I'm running an Intel Core i7 9th generation CPU, 32 gigs of RAM, and an RTX 2060 Super. Patch 3.5 improved the performance of the game on my machine significantly, but I've been getting lots of comments from people who are saying it didn't help at all. It's still running terribly even after the patch update. People with better systems than mine really struggling with it. So something's very wrong here with this game, and hopefully these patches will finally fix things for everybody so they can just enjoy the dang game. So if you're watching this, the patch is out for all systems. Patch is loaded, we are in the game, and I'm a little disappointed already. You see the frame rate counter up in the top left corner of the screen here. Through the magic of editing, I'll make that a little bigger for you all. There we go. Just like that. No, okay, just kidding. I'll put it right there. It's still not hitting 60 frames per second. I have not changed my graphics settings since the last video that I made on this. I was hoping with the new patch I'd be getting a solid 60 with my current graphics settings, which I will just show you to remind you. As you can see, it's a mixture of high and medium. Everything high except for the shadow quality and the anti-aliasing. But let's go back to the same area that I tested in the previous video, which is, of course, the open areas of Kobo and the Rambler's Reach Outpost. Even inside the saloon, I'm barely getting 60 FPS. These bugs smell great and everything, but you're killing my frame rate with that steam. Oh, this is awful. 40 FPS? Seriously, right now? This is pretty bad, but it's about the same as I was getting on patch 3.5 of the game. Oh, I've never noticed this box before. So I've been putting up with lower frame rates in certain areas of the game, such as here in Rambler's Reach, just so I could run higher graphics settings so that, certain other areas where it does run smoothly just looked a little better. So that's the trade-off that I've made. But so far, I'm not noticing any improvement with the patch 4, but let me play with the graphics settings a bit and see how things go. I believe this is where I was before in my previous video testing the graphics settings. The lighting is different here. I think the time of day changes depending on where you are in the game. I think I'm going to go back over here because it was slightly worse over here, so we'll probably see a more dramatic change to the FPS. Because here, yeah, it's sort of hovering around low 40s. Oh no, it's pushing up to 50. There was somewhere around here where there was some smoke or some steam. So obviously this is already really bad, but I do want to check out what happens if I turn on ray tracing, because the patch did specifically mention that it was going to be improving ray tracing. We did get a frame rate drop, but not as much as I was expecting, to be perfectly honest with you. I mean, it's still, this is really bad. This is near unplayable. But let me actually show you why I care about ray tracing. And to do this, I need to go near the water. That's just, wow. You see that whole rock face just pop in back there? Oh, don't crash. Oh, for heaven's sake. My first ever crash to desktop. So if you look at this scene, aside from the low frame rate, it looks pretty nice, right? The water flowing and the wrecked bridge dipping into the water, that kind of thing. But watch what happens when I turn the ray tracing off. You get this disgusting artifacting around the parts of the bridge that are dipping into the water. You get this weird ghosting around Cal's head. It's awful. And this happens, this is a pretty dramatic example of it, but this happens in a lot of different areas of the game. For some reason, the ray tracing fixes it. And so, if I could have ray trace rendering instead of the normal raster rendering, that would be ideal. In addition to, of course, just the cooler lighting effects and reflections. I mean, that's the ideal way to play this game, when you got sabers flashing around and blaster bolts. Like, this game was made for ray tracing, in my opinion. It looks really nice without it, but with it, the world just looks so much richer as well. But of course, again, it bogs down the visuals quite a bit. So let's see if I just see what happens if I just turn everything down to medium. Still only getting 30 FPS here. Die! But now, compare that to this, where I'm here on Coruscant. Ray tracing is off, but I've pushed all of the graphics settings up to epic. And I am getting 59 to 60 frames per second consistently. Did you know you could do this? Oh, I meant to throw it at him, but kind of just busted the shield there. Whoa! Oh, that was awesome. Sorry, got distracted by my epic battle there. But here on Coruscant, in the release version of the game, it was chugging like crazy. Like 30 to 40 frames per second. It was really bad, even on low graphics settings. That was fixed with the 3.5 patch. Okay, I thought I'd check out a different area of Coruscant where there's a little bit more going on. And yes, as you can see, my frame rate has dropped significantly now. Still high, still better than it was on Kobo. This is not so great, so let's try putting let's put my visuals back down to what they were before. Well, I'm still not getting 60, but this is much better than it was. So they have improved a lot about the game, at least in the 3.5 patch. I haven't noticed any difference with patch 4. It's not to say that there isn't some difference. In fact, it may be that patch 4 improves things for people who have different hardware configurations than me. There are a lot of people who commented on my previous video saying patch 3.5 didn't really help them at all, or at least it was still running very poorly. Maybe patch 4 will help you. I can't say at this point. I'd like to hear from anyone who's tried it. Leave a comment below. I did have one member of our Discord community reached out to me and said that actually, let me get his exact words. He said he did notice an improvement, not by a lot, but he gets a steady 45 to 60 now. And inside the bar, which I showed you earlier, he's getting 30 to 50 FPS steady, whereas before he was getting 22 to 45 FPS inside the bar. So it's made a difference for some people. Again, still not sure about recommending this as a buy now, to pay $70 US, whatever that is in your local currency, for something that can be really frustrating to get the graphic settings right. I'm gonna have to play around with this again now for about the 4th or 5th time to get the settings right so that it runs well in most areas of the game. And I'm still gonna be putting up with a frame rate drop on Kobo, obviously, and possibly other areas that have certain effects. I would recommend to a friend, don't buy it yet. Wait for it to be fixed. Wait for all the patches and buy it on sale, because there's just no guarantee how well it's going to run on any system at this point. I would like to hear from people who are playing it on consoles. Did patch 4 help you? Did patch 3.5 help you? Let me know. And also if you're playing it on PC. But this, yeah, I'm not impressed. Also, that girder is hanging in midair. Obviously, if you have the game, get the patch. But if you're considering buying the game and you want to know how well this new patch has helped, I haven't noticed any difference at all. But that's it for now. If you found this helpful, please do slam that like button, and I will talk to you later. Did you enjoy that video? Let us know by slamming that like button and leaving a comment below. And if you found it helpful or informative, consider hitting that super thanks button or checking out the other support options in the description. Subscribe for tons more guides and other fun videos. And for insightful gaming news content, check out our sister channel, Triple S Podcast.
What?